The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, narrated by David J. Miles. Dramatis Personae. Aeschylus, Prince of Verona. Mercutio, kinsman to the prince and friend to Romeo. Paris, a young nobleman, kinsman to the prince. Page to Paris. Montague, head of a Veronese family at feud with the Capulets. Lady Montague, wife to Montague. Romeo, son to Montague. Benvolio, nephew to Montague and friend to Romeo. Abram, servant to Montague. Balthazar, servant to Romeo. Capulet, head of a Veronese family at feud with the Montagues. Lady Capulet, wife to Capulet. Juliet, daughter to Capulet. Tybalt, nephew to Lady Capulet. Capulet's cousin, an old man. Nurse to Juliet. Peter, servant to Juliet's nurse. Samson, servant to Capulet. Gregory, servant to Capulet. Servants. Friar Lawrence, a Franciscan. Friar John, of the same order. An apothecary. Chorus. 3 musicians. An officer. Citizens of Verona. Several men and women. Relations to both houses. Maskers, guards, watchmen, and attendants. Scene. During the greater part of the play in Verona, once in the 5th act at Mantua. The prologue. Enter chorus. 2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which, but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Act 1, Scene 1. A public place. Enter Samson and Gregory armed with swords and bucklers. Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals. No, for then we should be colliers. I mean, if we be in collar, we'll draw. Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar. I strike quickly, being moved, but thou art not quickly moved to strike. A dog of the house of Montague moves me. To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runn'st away. A dog of the house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague's. That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest go to the wall. True, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I will push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall. The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men. 'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads. The heads of the maids? Aye, the heads of the maids, or their maiden heads. Take it in what sense thou wilt. Thou must take it in sense that feel it. Me they shall feel, while I am able to stand, and 'tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh. 'Tis well thou art not fish, if thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool, here comes the house of Montagues. Enter Abram and Balthazar. My naked weapon is out. Quarrel. I will back thee. How? Turn thy back and run? Fear me not. No, marry, I fear thee. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin. I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list. Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them if they bear it. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law of our side if I say aye? No. No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. No better. Well, sir, enter Benvolio. Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen. Yes, better, sir. You lie. Draw, if you be men. Gregory, remember thy washing blow. They fight. Part, fools! Put up your swords, you know not what you do. Enter Tybalt. What? Art thou drawn amongst these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death. I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me. What? Drawn, and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues and thee. Have it thee, coward! They fight. Enter 3 or 4 citizens with clubs. Clubs, bills, and partisans, strike, beat them down! Down with the Capulets, down with the Montagues! Enter Capulet in his gown, and Lady Capulet. What noise is this? Give me my longsword, ho! A crutch, why call you for a sword? My sword, I say. Old Montague is come, and flourishes his blade in spite of me. Enter Montague and his Lady Montague. Thou villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go. Thou shalt not stir 1 foot to seek a foe. Enter Prince Aeschylus with attendants. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbourhood stained steel, will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins, on pain of torture from those bloody hands. Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens, cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay for the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our farther pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart. Exit Prince and attendants, Capulet, Lady Capulet, Tybalt, citizens and servants. Who set this ancient quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began? Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew them to part. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, who nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows came more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came who parted either part. Oh, where is Romeo? Saw ye him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray. Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from this city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections by my own, which then most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued my humour, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me. Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humour prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove. My noble uncle, do you know the cause? I neither know it nor can learn of him. Have you importuned him by any means? Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affections' counsellor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bud bit with an envious worm ere he can spread its sweet leaves to the air, or dedicate his beauty to the sun. Could we but learn from whence his sorrow grows, we would as willingly give cure as know. Enter Romeo. See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied. I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away. Exit Montague and Lady Montague. Good morrow, cousin. Is the day so young? But new struck 9. Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast? It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours? Not having that which, having, makes them short. In love? Out. Of love? Out of her favour where I am in love. Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof. Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should, without eyes, see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. He has much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create? O heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep, that is not what it is. This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh? No, coz, I rather weep. Good heart, at what? At thy good heart's oppression. Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs of my own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have it pressed with more of thine. This love that thou hast shown doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lover's eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with lover's tears. What is else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my coz. Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong. Tut, I have lost myself, I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where. Tell me, in sadness, who is it that you love? What? Shall I groan and tell thee? Groan? Why, no, but sadly tell me who. Bid a sick man in sadness make his will, a word ill urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman. I am so near when I supposed you loved. A right good markman, and she's fair I love. A right fair mark, fair coz, is soonest hit. Well, in that hit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity well armed. From love's weak childish bow she lives uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint-seducing gold. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor, that when she dies, with beauty dies her store. Then she hath sworn that she will live chaste. She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste. For beauty starved with her severity cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair, to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now. Oh, be ruled by me, forget to think of her. Oh, teach me how I should forget to think. By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties. 'Tis the way to call hers exquisite, in question more. These happy masks that kiss fair ladies' brows, being black, puts us in mind that they hide the fair. He that is stricken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note, where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget. I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt. Exit.